Hello, hello, good people. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Make America Think Again with Vaughn. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the channel. For all the newcomers, I'm so glad that you're here. Please hit that subscribe button right now. Before you move on, before you think about doing anything else, please hit the subscribe button right now. Like and share the content, please. If it, spark some conversation or thought. The title of the page, the channel is Make America Think Again. So the purpose is to make you think about certain things. Consider things that you might not have considered coming from your background, the way you were raised, the ideology that you believe in regards to politics or religion. It's just to spark conversation and thought. Down below, you have the correct spelling of my name. You have my Cash App information there. If you want to bless a sister, then bless a sister. And then you have my IG information. If you need a little pop of news throughout the week, then please pop onto my IG page. I post more information there than I do anywhere. So pop onto my IG page. I wanted to take a moment to talk about Kohen, Kartier, I believe it's Kartier or Kartier, Wiley, the baby, the 1-year-old baby that was murdered this week in Centobia, Mississippi. Over Pampers, if you have not heard. So I watched a video, I waited, and I watched a video with the mother of the child, and she told her story. You can find this video on Attorney Benjamin Crump's page, so you can watch it for yourself. But she told her account of what happened. And here's what she said. Number one, it was not about her. She was not the one who was purchasing the Pampers. It was actually her friend who was driving the car who was purchasing the Pampers. As a matter of fact, she said that she went, when her friend was being confronted about whether or not she purchased the Pampers, she said she went ahead to the car because she was like, this doesn't even involve me, because she wasn't the person who was purchasing the Pampers. So she goes to the car. She's got Kohen, her baby, and she said that the police, are, I guess, following the friend and her harassing the friend or questioning the friend. And she said she took a moment to actually show them her baby. Yes, I'm sorry. She said that the police drew their guns. So she intentionally showed them, I have a baby. So these officers knew that there was a baby in the car, okay, in the vehicle. And then she says she gets in the passenger seat. The friend is in the driver's seat. The friend proceeds to drive down the street on the left-hand side, and the cops are on the right-hand side. Not driving into them, but driving on the opposite side of the street. And the officers shoot into the car and hit her child in the rib cage, and then hit the person that was driving twice. Shot that person twice. That person is still alive. Her child, however, they drive to the hospital, they get to the hospital, and her child is pronounced deceased, Kohen, the baby. The mother was not charged with anything. The mother did not provide a receipt. These are some of the stories that we heard floating around social media. The mother did not provide a receipt because the mother was not purchasing the Pampers. But here's why none of that matters. None of that matters. Because number one, I want to say this to you. Anybody who works in a store, especially a multi-billion-dollar business, a store, that company is not hurting for anything. Walmart is a multi-billion-dollar business. The family is wealthy beyond wealthy. Like generations of their family members will be covered by their wealth. You are not hurting anybody in, I believe it's the Walton family that owns Walmart. You're not hurting anybody in the family. You're not hurting anybody at Walmart, any of the employees or any. If you take a pack of Pampers, that's what insurance is for. So why the fuck an employee that's probably making minimum wage, because this is in Mississippi, so they have one of the lowest amounts of minimum wage for states across this country. So I want to say probably about $7 an hour. Somebody who's making about $7 an hour, why the fuck do you care about Pampers? That's number one. But number two, the mother said all they had to do was look on, if you've been in a Walmart, you know, they have cameras on the registers. They got cameras in the ceiling, they got cameras in the register, they got cameras everywhere. You can see exactly what goes across that conveyor belt and who is putting it across or taking it across the conveyor belt. There are cameras. The mother said all they had to do was look at the camera. So nothing was even stolen. And now we have a deceased baby, a deceased 1-year-old. Who are you protecting? Number one, that family will be wealthy for eternity. The family that owns Walmart. Walmart is not hurting. The company has insurance for all this shit. Whether it's damaged shit or missing shit, stolen shit, they got insurance for all that. And the last thing I want to say to you is on this case, just as police officers were hired to do during the time of slavery, officers are hired to protect property. And it is so pronounced in this case because the value of that child's life was less than the package of Pampers. Those officers knew that there was a child in that car, and they did not care about the child or the driver or the mother. What was of value to them were the Pampers. They could have easily, oh, the car is getting away. Okay, let's get the license. We'll catch up with that person later. Let's go back in. Let's look at the cameras. We'll find this person. They could have done any and everything aside from shooting into a car with a baby over Pampers, over property that they believed to be stolen. So just as they started off in history in regards to policing and retrieving the property of enslavers, officers are still doing the same shit, protecting property over people. If you remember during the George Floyd protest, the biggest thing you heard, the biggest complaints you heard coming from the right and out of the White House at that time, because the felon was in the White House at that time, was the property, the buildings, the fires, the breaking of windows, the whatever. No, all that shit can be replaced, but you cannot replace a life. George Floyd's life could not be replaced. His daughter will never be able to grow up and know her father as an adult. He will not be at her wedding. He will not be able to drop her off at college. He will not be able to do any of those things with his daughter because someone, Derek Chauvin, took his life. And in the meanwhile, the government and the rest of the people were more concerned about property damage than the anger and frustration of the people. So right now, Kohen, Kartier, Wiley is deceased. because these officers thought it was more important to go after someone that they believed, they didn't know for sure, but they believed had stolen a package of Pampers. A package of Pampers. And if somebody is stealing Pampers, somebody's stealing a package of Pampers, and you juxtapose or align that with the wealth of the family that owns the business. Like I said, probably 7, 8 generations will not want for anything. But you have this person over here that potentially is stealing a package of Pampers. What kind of sense does that make? These people will not hurt. They will not even care about a fucking package of Pampers being stolen. They will not miss a beat. But you have officers out here running around trying to recuperate damaged or stolen material, stolen products. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense to the point that they are willing to shoot into a moving car with a baby in it to retrieve some potentially stolen Pampers. This case right here, oh my God. So as far as what we know, the individual, the actual cop who shot into the vehicle has been put on leave with pay, with pay. And so I will keep you abreast of what's going on with this case. Black people, all people, in this moment, all people, protect yourselves, but especially Black people, protect yourselves. And I want to say this last thing. I want to end on a positive note. If there's anything positive from this coming out of this story, Centobia, Mississippi, they are boycotting that Walmart. I believe they're boycotting all Walmarts, but I'm only seeing video coming from that one Walmart where this incident took place, and they are boycotting that Walmart. Now, Walmart or the city or the state has sent, I believe that looks like the National Guard, out to protect, again, to protect property, to protect the Walmart, because we live in this capitalistic society where products are more important than people. So there's a whole slew, a whole line of law enforcement with their shields up, protecting the Walmart. And all people are doing is boycotting. The parking lot is empty and they're protesting. So kudos to Centobia, Mississippi for your response in boycotting the Walmart. That should be happening all over this country. Let's support Centobia, Mississippi, and let's support the family of Kohen Wiley.